Our next speaker is an adventurer, educator, and community organizer. With roots in remote northern Canadian communities, she has since been active on the global stage in diverse capacities. In 2006, she co-founded Vancouver's Free Geek Community Technology Center, a grassroots community reuse and localized recycling nonprofit. Currently, she hosts and produces Pedal Revolutionary Radio, a community radio show touting conscious transportation, sustainability, and citizen mobilization. While she can operate a dump truck, she is more usually seen on her bicycle. Please welcome today's wildcard, Ifny Lachance.
Thanks, man. Today's wildcard, eh? Yep, it's the truth. So this is my hometown. This is Moose Factory, which is up right on James Bay, very, very northern Canada, northern Ontario. That's spring breakup, so no boats in, no cars in, nothing. That's not my house, that's a dock. And I grew up in a lot of northern Canadian communities all over the country. As a result, I developed this really intense fascination with cities. And so as an adult, I've lived in a lot of bigger and bigger cities all over the world. This is Tokyo, and this is in front of the Tokyo Immigration Building. These folks are a Kurdish refugee family that I had the pleasure of working with, and that's Mive, the little girl. It's her first day at school, so we're really using the opportunity to stick it to the government, which is great. But cities, I think, are really interesting because they put people into direct conflict with one another all the time, as well as providing them with all these opportunities to meet one another and collaborate. I was raised to not mind my own business, for better or for worse, and there's people here who know me, and they know that that's very true. So I take things very personally. They have this impact on me. I see them. Other people's problems are my problems. So this is, that was beautiful but very ugly at the same time. A lot of folks know about e-waste toxic abuse internationally. We've done a lot of work. A lot of people are doing a lot of work to get the word out. These gentlemen here are farmers, or they were farmers, but now because their land is so polluted, they can't really make a very good living, so they're actually harvesting toxic circuit board. That's what they do for a living. And so there's this, if you're a person of color or if you are poor, you're much more likely to live around toxic waste and have it dumped on you. And so here we have resources that we need to make sure don't go to the wrong places. Compounding the problem of all these incidents that are going on huge scale, international smuggling, gangsters, the whole bit, very little government enforcement of worker and environmental protections. We have greenwashing. This is actually an ad. It's actually an ad. The irony is astounding. But we're so distracted with what we're doing all the time. We have our lives, we're consuming. I would love to see an ad that said, if you want to be green, don't buy this thing and buy that thing. Don't buy things. Really, we need to stop. Okay, wait, I got 20 seconds, come on. We really need to stop consuming at the level that we're consuming. So Free Geek was a project where we had people who didn't want their stuff, their computer stuff, they brought it over, and with volunteers, we tested it, we refurbished it, we recirculated it, we sold it, we gave it away, and these women here have earned themselves a free computer by giving 24 hours of volunteer time. So it's a model it's got great potential for spreading these skills of how to fix a computer. If it's broken, don't throw it out. This is a very old idea. And the problem is if you throw out things that are toxic, it's not like a midden. It's not like animal bones and old pieces of leather. It's toxic, right? And it comes back to get us in the end. Everything is interconnected. I'm a systems person. I love thinking about things because in the interconnected sense, because I know it to be true. These folks are learning how to fix a computer. Now, because there's 2,000 of you here, all your problems are my problems, right? So I try to think about things in terms of efficiency, and one of the things that I love about bicycles is how efficient they are. It's a very efficient form of transport, both on the small scale and in the greater scheme of things, right? It's the best thing you can do for your city. I'm cheating, I'm using notes, look at that. Bicycles are a really great tool. Another efficiency about them is that they're a really great social lubricant. They're very socially lubricating, more than beer. So you get people together, and you can have capacity that's limitless when you want to go together somewhere, when you want to do something together. You're discovering your city together on a continual basis. I rode here tonight, and I had 5 or 6 conversations with total strangers, and they were nice conversations. They weren't like, get out of my way! No, they were nice. So the other thing I like about bicycles is how inclusive they are. Most everyone can afford a bike, ride a bike, get somewhere with a bike, and if not a bike, then some other form of non-motorized transport or mass transport. I'll put that 2 cents in there. Because we have big problems. Healthy communities are communicating communities. We need to communicate with one another. We need to talk about stuff. This is not a new photo. This is 1969. That's a dead bird covered in oil. We have oil tankers going into Burrard Inlet on a regular basis. I don't want to see this happen here, do you guys? No community wants to have toxic waste. No community wants to have an unhealthy atmosphere. We need to get together and talk. Okay, so, right? Yeah, I know, seriously. What year is that? Okay, so I was inspired by this to create an event called Bicycle Carcass. This is an example of something, and I could give you lots of examples, but I was so astounded by this mentality that I'm going to make an event called Carcass, Bicycle Carcass, and it's based on a traditional Afghan game called Buzkashi that they play on horseback, and they use a carcass, that's a real, it was killed the day before. They use it as a ball, and it's a game of keep away. So I adapted that for bicycles. You can see the inset down at the bottom, very confusing to photograph, very confusing. But we used a Hummer effigy as the carcass, and it's a game of keep away. How much fun is that? Right? Because catharsis, give it, applaud at the end when I have time. Catharsis is a really important part of retaining your ability to be an activist and retaining your ability to find that community and celebrate that community. This is pie jousting. You can see the pie tin clearly on the face of my opponent. I kicked that kid's butt. The judge is totally, it was hands down, right? Humor is a really important thing when it comes to activism because it's so tiring, the issues are so big and everything's polluted and we're all gonna die, right? But if we remember why are we doing all this stuff? Because we want to have communities that are fun and interesting, right? Where we smile at people we don't know. Please, everyone in Vancouver, let's make this a friendlier city. Say hello to people you don't know. That's true. Okay, wait. This is the problem. There's no enemy that we can point to and say, it's Hitler that did it. The enemy is in all of us. The enemy is in all of you and me, and the solution, our savior, is also inside. I'm an atheist, by the way. I don't know why I said savior. Okay, this is critical mass. Wait, this is critical mass. Critical mass is a bicycle ride that happens every month, at the last Friday of every month in hundreds of countries everywhere. It's coming up. The big June ride is coming up. 2,000 of you here, 2,000 of them there. I want to see all of you at critical mass. On bicycles, on roller skates, in wheelchairs. It's inclusive. Come, we go family speed. Please, I'm going to look for you all there, and if you're not there, I'll be really mad. Now, the problem is there's a backlash. Whenever you have really important change, right? Yeah, people have a problem with it, which is fine. I totally understand. We're all in competition with each other, and at the same time, we all have these opportunities to communicate with one another and fix things, right? So, why did I put that up there? I know. Our city is putting a lot of resources right now into helmets, right? Making sure that people are wearing helmets. Let me tell you something. There are 2,000 of you here. Every year, 2,400 people in Vancouver are hit by a car. Look around. That's how many people? That's a lot of people. 10 of them die. It's more dangerous to be a passenger in a car than it is to ride a bicycle on our streets. So please, 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 we need to look at having safer communities, having communities that don't have big hunks of metal hurtling around and killing people. We need to look at, seriously, we need to look at the city where we talk the talk, walk the talk, and we ride the talk. So please, come as you are, Vancouver, last Friday of the month, critical mass.